It was a critical part of the Leave campaign, but new figures confirm the UK doesn't pay £350 million a week to be a member of the European Union. In fact, the sum is less than half that. The UK made a net payment of roughly £156 million a week for the last financial year, which include the EU referendum last June. Treasury data shows the total amount for the 12 months to March 2017 was £8.1 billion, the lowest in 5 years, and down more than a quarter on the previous period when adjusted for inflation. Before taking into account the rebate, the UK's gross contribution to the EU budget in 201,617 was £16.9 billion, or around £325 million a week. The rebate in 201,617 was £4.8 billion, and once the EU's payments to the UK public sector are also subtracted, it takes the total down to £8.1 billion. This figure does not include payments made by the EU directly to private sector organisations such as universities, which receive between £1.5 billion, according to a recent briefing paper. In the run-up to last year's referendum, the Leave campaign centred around claims, "We paid £350 million to the bloc each week," though this was criticised by statistical authorities for not taking into account the rebate. The campaign insisted the money would be handed to the NHS if we left the EU, but just hours after the results of the vote came through, Nigel Farage said this promise had been a mistake. Today the Lib Dems Brexit spokesman Tom Brake said not only have the Brexiteers failed to stump up this extra cash, but it turns out the UK's contribution to the EU was less than half what they claimed. This contribution pales in comparison to the economic benefits we get from being part of the single market and customs union.